Hello, Lakeview High parents, teachers, and staff. Today we're going to cover why your students need iPads and other mobile devices in their learning in high school. What I want to go ahead and jump into is the problems. The problem right now is that currently we're using old technology in our data labs. We're using the mainstream things that just about every school out there is doing. We're not advanced in what we're doing, and our students are struggling. I've seen many studies showing that as the school, if the school stays the same, the students will learn the same. And over time, we understand that things change and things get better, and technology gets better, and there's new ways of doing things and new ways of learning things as well. The iPad is what I'd like to feature today as a proposal for Lakeview High to implement into their learning curriculum. So, the problem is, number one, that we are out of date. We're using computers in our computer labs that are not to the level that they should be to help the students in the ways that they can. Those computers are also not mobile, so they're only able to use them in the class setting. So they can't take it with them. They can't do it in the hallway. They can't do what they need to do at the tips of their fingers. So my solution is that we go ahead and we implement the iPad into the schools. Specific technology that I would recommend right off the bat would be iBooks. We could go ahead and transfer all the student books, even math books, all into one, all into a version to where the students can access that. What's that going to do? Well, that's going to save us money. That's going to save money in books because each year books get ruined and damaged or not returned, and that costs lots of money. And as anybody that's been to college and had to pay for their actual books understand that concept very well. The cost, as described in your handbook, or not handbook, but your manual there that I passed out, the handout, would be around $100 if we were able, $100 per unit if we were able to buy the iPads in bulk. When we are able to buy them in bulk, that is also a contract showing that we are going to continue to buy more each year as students come in, or as there's a greater need for those, if there's more students that year, and so on. Implementation, that this is a very big thing. We want to make sure that when we do this, we do it the right way, and get it in the hands of the students, but also ease it in the right way. What I propose, propose that the first year we offer iPads to the juniors and the seniors of the school. These students, they have shown that they've learned and they've understood kind of what high school is about, and they've already dove into that. So they have a firm foundation of education, and so this will be a good test on these students to see how much further they get, and how much they get from the technology, and how their grades may be impacted, or just their knowledge in general. One thing that's really important that I haven't mentioned is, have you, as I'm giving this proposal, realize that I'm not actually right in front of you. This is actually something that somebody could do with an iPad. They could create a presentation and give it, and not even be in front of you, and that would be great for, say a student sick, or say a student is injured and can't make it to school, or say the teacher even wants to wants that student to be more comfortable, so they offer that as an option for you to um, record your presentation and then give it in front of the class. This gives you a lot more ability to not only look at things while you're look and read at things that you're wanting to talk about, but it also gives you the ability to get your point across without being intimidated or anything like that. Granted, I do think there is a place and a time for public speaking, and I do think that it's very important and it's an important skill to have. I think the impact would be great on the student. I think that not only are they going to be more prepared for the future, I think they're going to also learn more while they're there. I think they're going to be able to get deeper into the subjects that they are currently learning, and be able to explore more and experiment with what they're learning. What this also does is, within our school district, there's many kids that do not have the technology at home at all to be able to use. They do not have computers that are up to date, or that even have Word, and that can bring a big problem when students are trying to get homework done or assignments done. Well, with a iPad, if an iPad is issued to each student, they then will be able to use that to be able to do any homework that is required on a computer, or for research or typing of that such. So there's lots of impacts. There's lots of opportunities for a student. There's lots of things that the World Wide Web can help with to help a student advance. And for teachers and staff, you're able to use that also as a base, and be able to put your whole curriculum through that, to where even within the classroom setting you could be using it. You could mention as you get in, please get on your iPads and do the morning warm-up, and you could have a whole warm-up activity right there, ready, already ready for them to pull up, and they go ahead and just dive right in. So that there's very big promising impacts in this. The opportunity to develop technology and enrich the learning environments to enable all the students to pursue their individual goals and activity. It keeps the excitement of learning alive. That's the biggest thing I'd like to put in there, is technology makes things a little more interesting. It makes it feel like there's endless possibilities. Think of the internet, for example. It feels like you'll never get to the end of the internet because it doesn't have an end. It just keeps going and going and branches off to many different things as you search it. As we look to implement this iPad as a solution to helping our students be more prepared for the future, we will work on setting up programs just for our school, and we'll have the school agenda in there, and everything will be in that iPad, to where the student will be able to just take that iPad and go home with it, and go back to school and be able to have everything, and they're responsible to have everything at that point. Obviously, there will need to be fluency in the terms of, they would need to be able to access this information also on a computer. Should they, want to do that on their own home computer, we should and will be able to facilitate that and make it so kids could also do their schoolwork on the computer. That is about it. Our school, if you look at the handout, our school is going to be greatly impacted by this. It's a hard thing to dive into, because we've grown up in we've grown up in a time that we've grown up where we use school books, textbooks, and we speak in front of the class, and that we use the computers only for computer class. But times have changed. In the business setting, everybody's using technology. Everybody's got their phone out. Everybody's doing web conferences and different things with their iPads, with their mobile devices, and that's a very important skill for people to learn. That is my proposal. I will be following up on this proposal here in the next few weeks and see kind of where things are and what questions are asked. Please feel free to reach me at any time to get for any questions answered that you may have. I'm 100% for getting this done and getting these iPads in the students' hands so we can go ahead and progress their knowledge and give them an upper leg on the competition of the world and get them in the workforce and get them to become a great impact on the world. Thank you. This is Massey Sloop, and have a good day.